was so sad. And then Blue White came into the grocery store and picked me up for $2. And he told me something that made me so happy. The universe didn't create itself. Oh boy. Bye now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's time. It's time for another sound check. Remember that? We have fun testing these microphones and things. We're going to see if we can call Phyllis and see what she's up to see if we can hear her voice over this new microphone thing. You'll probably watch poking down here. Let's see. Let me call her number. All right. Let's see. It's a 7-digit number. That's how many days are in a week. Right. Well, maybe I could speak into a tube or something, but if I just sort of sit like this and I speak in a regular voice, maybe take off these sunglasses, maybe you could hear me better. Is that better?
Well, that last part that you just said, I heard a little better.
Yeah. So if I just speak up and aim my voice and not turn around and speak in the other direction, you'll be able to hear at least what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can hear what you're saying.
All right. I'm about as close as I can be.
Let me try this. Can we talk a little bit while I have it on the speakerphone?
Why, sure.
Oh, and you have to remember, I have a hearing problem, and I also had my phone turned way down. Talk again.
Okay. I can speak this word, Google, Yahuah. That's the name. How do you like that?
That on speakerphone. You're great.
Oh.
You're absolutely great. I hear it loud and clear.
Well, there it is then. Well, remember, the universe didn't create itself.
I'll remember that.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, you know, one of the biggest barriers that we probably face is the people that came to the door yesterday. They exemplified it for me. They were Jehovah Witnesses, and I received a piece of paper from it, and I showed them the words that they were using, and I said, these are things that you're passing into the next generation, and they're not really correct, but you all know this, don't you? And they said, yes, we do know this. And I said, well, knowingly doing something is, and then not correcting yourself, and that might be getting you in trouble, because I'm not judging you, but I'm just saying, I'm just here to remind you. But when you have the truth, you really know it, and then you don't pass on a lie just because someone won't understand you. That's not a... And then I said, well, what day is the Sabbath? And they just froze. They didn't know. They said, well, if I say one thing, oops, I can't do what I'm doing, because then I'm living a lie. Or... Constantine's going to come up, and we're going to go, well, okay, you're following the Catholics. But I also went into a new building that was being constructed with a steeple on it, and it was a brand new construction site, and I met the pastor. He called himself pastor or whatever, and I said, wow, you all, and he was just jumping up with excitement about the fact that they know Yahushua is one word, one person. He's not like 2 or 3 people. And they said, we're really excited about this teaching. And I said, well, I totally agree with you. And I said, do you know what the Old Covenant is? And he said, oh, well, that, we don't believe in that. I said, well, that's good. That's good, because that's the animal blood, Anyway, we went on and talked, and I guess I met with him for, 10 minutes, and he seemed anxious for me to leave because he was up to something, I don't know what, but I handed him a couple of cards, and I hope I hear from him. But they all have one problem, and that is, what denomination are you? Well, my first response is, that's not allowed. We're not allowed to have divisions. Paul talked about it. That's why they don't understand the Galatians, because when they start saying the Galatians were falling back into those old Jewish practices. No, they weren't. Paul was saying,
they don't
what?
understand it. Yeah.
Has my efforts been wasted on you? They don't understand. But we're all one body. I said, we're one body. We're supposed to walk together, and we're supposed to be exactly like Yahushua. His fruits in us are evident, you know. But
well, there's no unity because no one has the name.
And 5:32, Acts 5:32 says that he won't give his spirit, that's his presence in the person's mind, unless they obey him. So they don't want to obey. Obedience is a bitter feeling to them, you know.
Yeah. That was one of the things too that I was getting from these DVDs is they're all talking about worshiping, and they want to worship on the Sabbath, you know, the seventh day Sabbath, and you know all that. But you know, what's the highest form of worship? It's obedience. It's obedience to the command.
Abad, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
They're kind of saying some of this stuff in here, but they're just not quite making the mark. And you know, it's like you get frustrated when you're watching this because it's like, oh, come on, you're almost there. You almost got it, you know. And then they kind of fall off, you know. And it's like, oh, gee.
What do you think about discussing the strange fire? That's where we're doing everything that we're not supposed to do, or not we, but the people are taught, and then they're told, you better not do that other stuff because that's what he told us to do, and we can't do that. That's Nimrod stuff. You know, the teachings are all following the pattern of the thinking of Nimrod, and instead of just obeying him, they're taught to mix it together, syncretize all this paganism, and that has produced all these fractured groups that are weaving like drunkards through like in the dark. They don't have a clue.
Right. That's like that old Greek guy, Aesop's Fables. Remember that when you were a kid?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Fairy tales.
Yeah, fractured fairy tales.
That was great, yeah.
Yeah.
The time machine, yeah.
It's
Mr.
a big
Way.
mess, but
It was the Wayback Machine.
Strange
Yeah.
fires. They're playing with strange fires.
Yeah.
And they want to worship him in their way and not the way he commanded.
Nahab and Abihu, yeah.
Pretty particular on how he's to be worshipped. And you know, we better listen up. You know.
Well, the strange fire. What do you think about calling this short video "Strange Fire," based upon
That would be perfect.
like Leviticus, Uikra, and he called is chapter 10, I believe. The first few dozen verses, it talks about the strange fire, the incense that, you know, Aharon's sons offered to Yahuah, and he fried them on the spot because they were doing something that if they had done it at the right time, that would have been fine. But he did not ask them to just get excited and just make stuff up. The Jehovah Witnesses yesterday were very kind and they wanted to help me, and I was trying to help them understand my understanding too. But they wanted to explain to me that JESUS is the correct name because everybody uses it. It couldn't possibly be wrong. And the fact is, I said, well, where do you get it? It doesn't make sense. It's a replacement term from the Latin Vulgate, and you know, it's a Christogram. Anybody that's watching might want to look up the word Christogram.
Well, what they want to do is, from what I have understood from them, is that they want to use terms that are familiar to the people so they know what they're talking about. I mean, instead of telling them the truth about it, let's just use terms that they understand. Let's not bring them out of Babylon. Oh, okay. You got a duct tape down there?
I'm going to have to do that later for the next transmission. Yeah, I don't have it duct taped on there, but I will consider that. Yeah, maybe some Gorilla tape.
There you go.
Yeah, or masking tape. You know that blue tape that they came out with.
Tape, yeah.
I love it. I use it all the time. You know, for
it lets go when you want it to.
yes, and it hangs on when you want it to. That's what we like. Yep. Well, I'm going to just go ahead and stop the video. We can continue to talk. Well, thank you everyone for watching this. We had a lot of fun. Talk to you all later. And remember to like and subscribe to this and hit the little bell so that you'll know when we upload new videos.